welcome back to my channel. So today I just wanted to give you a tour of my formula bottle section of my kitchen and give you guys just a few little tips and tricks that I use and maybe will help you implement some of this stuff. So we are now on the Dr. Brown bottles, so they have a lot more parts. So you gotta get yourself a Boone drying rack. So this is the grass. It's really nice because you can lift this part of the grass up and clean both sections. You can dump the water out of here because it does accumulate under there and you can kind of wash it out with soap. So that's really nice. So what I do is I have this on my counter. I also have a bowl. You can also use that you can get at the hospital or ask for one of these basins to bring home. That makes a really good storage container, but I just have a bowl here. And what I do with this is I put it's dripping, it's just water. When Bridget's done with the bottle, I rinse it in the sink, I take it apart and I put it in this bowl for later when I'm ready to wash them, and that sits by the sink. I'm not a clutter person. I don't love all this stuff on the counter, but it is what it is for now. And when she's, done with bottles, we'll transition out of this. So it is what it is. So I have a bowl that when I'm done with the bottle, I rinse it in the sink and I take it apart and I put it in this bowl so I can wash it later. I have the drying grass here. Like I said, you can get one of these containers, which is great. So this just has all my extra stuff. So I'm not using these bottles. I need to put these in storage or get rid of them or whatever, but it has the tops. I keep the lids in here. I keep the little things that go underneath, and I keep these. So these, I had got a bunch of these in all sizes. They're Medela, between my breast pump, which wasn't Medela, but you can get it with your Medela breast pump. But when I was in the NICU with the twins, they gave me a kit to use their pump in the hospital, and it came with a bunch of these. So I'm pretty sure maybe the pump does, I'm not sure, but you can always ask your hospital if they have some of these for you, or you can buy a kit of these bottles. These are great. They come with the lids. You can store breast milk in them. I use them for my formula. I will show you how. So I have a bunch of these in here and a bunch of extra caps, and I just keep that up in my closet. My closet is very crowded because I also have twins, so you could keep all your bottles in your cabinet if you didn't have twins. But because I have twins, if a bottle's dry, I'll put it together and just put it off to the side so I know that that one's dry and put together. So I am going to start by showing you, before I show you how I make a bottle, I'm going to show you all this gadgets I have. So I already showed you the Boone grass. I recently just got this because we're going on a trip. It's the Boone Trip Grass. And I'm excited because last time I went out of town with kids on bottles, I dried it upside down on paper towels. It just wasn't the same. So this is just a little portable. It has your brushes and the grass. Same thing, you can take the grass out so that you can clean underneath it. But I think this is just gonna be great for traveling. Obviously with the Dr. Brown bottles, I might be able to fit one, maybe two on here, but it's still gonna be really nice to have when I'm traveling. So then I also have this Skip Hop bottle bag, which I love. So this, I don't pre-make my bottles before I leave, but I'll put the bottle in here and just take it along. It's insulated, so if you warm your bottles ahead of time, your water ahead of time, you can keep it kind of warm. It doesn't keep it like warm, but it keeps it not from getting cold. So I love this. This I have with the twins, and I use this all the time. The other thing I have is I have transferred my formula into a container like this because it came in a box. It's European formula. And then I have two different travel containers, and I'm going to show you the difference. So this one is separated into 3 compartments. This does not come out, and you put your amount for your feeding in there, and then you just open which section you need and dump it in the bottle. So this is great. It will make 3 bottles. This I just got. I put my own scoop in, but you'd have to see if the scoop is close to your scoop, and you just put your powder in there. You can scoop it, level it, and this is great too for travel. So I have been using this for travel because sometimes Bridget will take 3.5 ounces, because remember it's European formula, so it's a little different, it goes by milliliters, and then she may take an extra ounce. So I can't you know, put 1 scoop in one, 3 in the other. Like, it just gets confusing to me. So I have been using this, which I love. And I got all this you can get on Amazon. First of all, I'm going to tell you a hack for nighttime. So when nighttime comes around, I will fill these with the amount of water I need, which for me is 100 milliliters. And then I will fill this tall one with 3 scoops of formula, which is what my ratio is. You need to check, I'm going to show you how I make a bottle, but you need to check your ratios with your can of formula. Remember, mine is European formula. The ratios are going to be completely different. So the reason I do that at night, and I will set them out, the water, the scoops of formula. There was one night where I came out to make a bottle, and then when I brought it back in, I couldn't remember whether I put 2 or 3 scoops of formula in, and I had to make a new bottle because I just wasn't sure. This prevents that from happening. The other thing you can do if you don't have these bottles is just get yourself one of these. They're like $5 at Target or online on Amazon. It's Munchkin. And you can set up your bottles for overnight. So you can put, if you need 2 scoops, 3 scoops, 1 scoop, whatever, you can put it in the compartments. And then when you're sleep deprived, you can just open it and dump it in. And there's no more scooping when you're sleep deprived and thinking, did I put 1 scoop? Did I put 2 scoops? Whatever. So get yourself one of these. It's very cheap and it will save you at night from worrying about mistakes. So if you're unsure how to make a bottle and you want to make it in the actual bottle, that's totally fine. You just want to use this little cap that comes with it. You can put your finger over the nipple and shake, but I find that this cap really helps. The thing with Dr. Brown is I have found that when I shake it in the bottle, I like to take this out. So then if you're in the car, I'm like, where do I put this? Because you want it sanitary. Where do I put this so that I can shake the bottle? So I tend to create more dishes for myself and I will make my bottle in here. The other reason I do that is when I make it in here and I shake it in here, I find that when I dump it into the bottle, a lot of the foam stays on this bottle. So it's a lot less bubbly, helps make the baby less gassy if it's not all foamy. But again, the flip side is it makes more dishes for me. So it's whatever your pleasure, but if you're looking for reducing bubbles and gas in your baby, try a different container. I really, really think that it helps with the bubbles because the bubbles and the foam stay on the outside of this and I just think it helps. So that is kind of what I do. Now, like I said, it's a lot of extra dishes, which for me, that's fine. So every bottle gets 1 extra one of these because these I only use at night, 1 extra one of these, but that's fine. When I wash bottles, you can buy special bottle washing soap. I don't find that necessary. I just use dish soap. Again, your pleasure. I think a lot of first-time parents, I think it's marketing. They want the special bottle soap. It's soap. Use your dish soap. They're dishes. Use your dish soap. It's fine. So the other thing that I recommend buying as a first, second, third time, whatever, you can buy a sterilizer from Target or Amazon. That's fine. Realistically, are you going to sterilize your bottles after every use? Probably not. With my twins, when I was in the NICU, they sterilized them every single time. Great. When I got home, I would do it like once a week. With Bridget, I sterilize everything when I buy it. So everything I buy, I will wash it with hot water and soap and sterilize it. And then when I remember, so it may be once every couple weeks, whatever. So I use these, the Medela bags. They're amazing. You just put your stuff in, you put 2 ounces of water, put it in the microwave for 3 minutes, and that's based on your wattage, and you're all good to go. So I buy these. I got them on Amazon and I got a huge pack. So I will have them forever because there's a little checkbox on the back. You can use it 20 times. When I was in the NICU, like I said, they used it constantly. Now that I'm home with a child that didn't need to go to the NICU and is not having immune problems, I sterilize after I buy and wash for the first time. And then after that, randomly. If you don't sterilize every time, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, let's talk about water for your bottle. So water, they do not recommend tap water. They recommend boiled water to make sure it's very, very clean. You can get nursery water in a jug. I use our Berkey. So this is our Berkey. So the reason I don't worry about boiling the water, anything like that, because our Berkey is it filters extremely, extremely well. So I don't worry about it. So I use the Berkey. I know some people will see people use their faucet and they're like, ugh, tap water, you're not supposed to do that. Don't judge a book by its cover because some people have filters. My mother-in-law has a really good filter on her tap, and I use that. Again, talk to your pediatrician. They'll recommend for your child, do they need it to be boiled based on their immune system recommendations. I just use this. Now, don't come at me for this. You can do what you feel is best. I microwave the water. Now, I don't make her bottles warm. I make them lukewarm. So I'm really not worried about the microwave. It's literally like 5 seconds. This is room temperature water anyway. It kind of takes the chill off and she's good to go. I also test it. So I will test it when it comes out of the microwave, and then I will put the formula in, shake it, and test it again. So you need to make sure you wash your hands before you do this because I will stick my finger directly in and kind of swirl it around, which gets rid of the hot spots and kind of makes it even. And I'll swirl it around in just the water and think, okay, it's good, or it's too warm. If it's too warm, which doesn't ever happen to me because I know my microwave now, I know how many seconds for how many ounces, I dump it and start over. But for example, my mother-in-law has a microwave that's much more powerful, I guess, and it needs a lot less time. So while I was figuring that out, I would test it, dump it, blah, blah, blah. Never microwave your formula. I definitely don't do that. I just do the water. But again, there's going to be a million people that will say don't microwave the water, so you have to do you. You can get up hot water, put the bottle in, whatever you want to do. I actually got a bottle warmer. The problem is I would set it to the amount, it was an Advent one, I would set it to the amount of ounces and it would be too hot one time and cold the next time. So it was not consistent at all. I feel like I'd be more likely to burn my baby that way. I've been microwaving formula water since 2018, not the formula, and I do it just enough to take the chill off, so it's not even really warm. She will drink her room temperature water because if I'm going somewhere, like today we went to her 2-month doctor appointment, I put this in for 20 seconds, made it really warm. An hour later when I went to give it to her, it was pretty much room temperature again, and she drank it. So she would drink room temperature. I just like to take the chill off. So again, it's only a few seconds, but to each their own. I get why you shouldn't do it. I shake it really well afterwards. I test it again. Again, why you should wash your hands before. I'll test it again just to make sure that it's not even close to too warm. All right, so I'm actually gonna make a bottle for you guys and show you what I do. So again, I use a separate container, fill it up to 100 milliliters. So you have to figure out, your scoops. So if your baby's taking a 3-ounce bottle, you do 3 ounces, whatever. I wash my hands because I'm gonna touch the formula and her bottle and all that stuff. So I have my container with 100 mils and I'm gonna get my scoops. Now, even on the box that I have from Germany, it actually says how many scoops. It says unpacked scoops, but then it says like that there's a little bit of grace, so it can vary. You and your husband may not scoop it the same, don't stress about it. So I'm just gonna put 3 scoops in. Again, check your box to see my scoop is way smaller than most standard scoops. And I'll show you because I have a container. This is Earth's Best scoop. This is my scoop. So you definitely don't want to use scoop to scoop from different formulas. You want to make sure that you're using it from your formula. So I'm going to put this yellow lid on and I'm going to shake it really well. Mine dissolves pretty easily, but you just want to make sure it's completely dissolved. Okay, now I'm going to pour it in my bottle and show you. All the foam stays on this bottle. So those are all basically gas bubbles, potential for gas bubbles. So if your child is not gassy, feel free to shake in this container. But if your child's gassy, it's just an idea for you. If I'm out and about for the day and I have a lot of stuff with me, I may just shake it in this bottle, but honestly, I think it's fine to take the other one. Now, your formula will make more. So this was 100 milliliters and it's almost up to 4 ounces. So it will make more once, that's just science, it will make more once it's in. So I'm just gonna put my bottle together. And I also like to give it a little shake in here and it's all set. There you go. So easy peasy. I hope this was helpful at least a little bit. You obviously don't have to follow any of my tips or tricks, and make sure you talk to your doctor to determine what is best as far as sterilizing, warming, not warming, all that. But these are some of my little tips that I've learned, and hopefully it helps you, and I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you in the next video.